Let me ask you something. Why is it so easy to scroll for hours, but so hard to study for 30 minutes? Why can you binge watch a show all night, but can't stay consistent with your goals? It's not that you're lazy. It's that your brain has been hijacked. We live in a world that's constantly dripping dopamine into our systems. Likes, notifications, junk food, short videos. And without realizing it, we've trained our brains to chase pleasure, not progress. Your brain was never built for this much stimulation. Thousands of years ago, dopamine helped us survive, to hunt, to find food, to seek shelter. Now, it fires every time we unlock our phones. Each swipe, each click, each scroll. Your brain whispers, maybe the next one will be better. That's why it's so addictive. You're stuck in an endless loop of anticipation, not satisfaction. And the more dopamine you flood your brain with from easy pleasures, the less motivation you have for the hard things, the things that actually matter. That's why studying feels boring. That's why reading feels hard. That's why building your business feels overwhelming. It's not because those things aren't worth doing. It's because your brain has been rewired to crave instant rewards over meaningful ones. Dopamine isn't about pleasure. It's about desire. It's what makes you chase things. It's the fuel behind motivation itself. But here's the catch. When you give your brain too much dopamine too often, your receptors become numb. Soon, normal life feels dull. Real progress feels too slow. And you start to feel empty. That's why people who quit social media or gaming suddenly feel restless, because their brains are begging for that next hit. But if you can endure that discomfort, if you can sit in that silence, you'll start to reset your reward system. And for the first time in a long time, life will begin to feel exciting again. This is what a dopamine detox is all about. It's not about punishment. It's about clarity. It's about reminding your brain that peace doesn't come from endless stimulation. It comes from presence. Take one day. No phone.
No social media.
No junk food. No artificial hits of pleasure. Just you. Go for a walk. Read a book. Think. Right? Be bored. Because boredom is not your enemy. It's the space where creativity is born. It's where your mind finally gets quiet enough to hear your true desires again. When you starve your brain of fake rewards, real life becomes rewarding again. Suddenly, a simple walk feels peaceful. A single page of a book feels deep. Hard work feels meaningful. You stop chasing pleasure and start creating purpose. And that's the shift from consuming to becoming. So if you've been feeling stuck, distracted, or unmotivated, it's not that you've failed. Your brain just needs a reset. Take back your focus. Reclaim your motivation. And remind yourself what real joy feels like. Start your dopamine detox today.